But on that afternoon, me and all the other biology classmates in 5A, my class, we had to go back to school to cut up a rat and play around with its intestines. Not really. We went to school to dissect a mouse. So we went to the biology lab, and they give us dead mice, and they were white and they were small, and we just cut it up. First of all, we lift up their fur coat with a forceps, and then we sort of cut here and oh yeah, first of all we need to pin down 4 limbs, and then we need to cut up the first layer of fur, and then cut up the inner membrane, and then there's the rib cage, and then after that, and then at the bottom it's the liver, and then it's a bunch of curly intestines, and then I got a female, so I got the oviduct and the anus at the end, and a very long tail. And honestly, it's not that disgusting. Not that entertaining or pleasant either. Just, biological creature, and we need to analyze it, and we need to draw it. I actually drew it. Everyone had to draw it and make a diagram out of it. But yeah, nobody was like, ooh, it's very disgusting. Nobody was like that, because we're all mature people now, so we're comfortable, cutting up rats, cutting up mice. And yeah, it took me a while to take out all of its intestines and then spreading it. July 11th is basically the Parents' Day. So me and my mom went to school to meet our class teachers, and that's it. Nothing important happened. As usual, we talked about academic results and studying overseas, and that's it. No more bumping into Marys. Last time in Parents' Day, I saw Mary, and it's like this whoa moment, because I didn't expect it, and Mary always shows up when I least expect it. And every time I think about Mary, Mary wouldn't be there. But every time I don't think of Mary, Mary could be there. So Mary is a really weird entity. And then it's July 12th, and it's yesterday, and it's the last day of school. Yay, psych! It's not the last day of school for us, for 11th graders. We still need to go to school for 1 more week until summer holiday, which is basically 2 weeks of nothing but homework. So yeah, yesterday was an interesting day. It was really interesting. So nothing really happened in school, but a lot of things happened outside of school. So in the school, we attended the closing ceremony, which is boring, and it's kind of sad, actually, really depressing, actually. I didn't win any awards. Actually, I did, but nobody invited me to receive them onto the stage. They gave the awards to me like secretly, like off the records. So yeah, all the people who were gonna win the awards will be in the school hall, in the first, like, sitting at the first few rows behind the teachers, and there's this very long-winded award ceremony before the speech by the principal. And I thought Mary is with me. I thought she doesn't have any awards too, because Caroline doesn't have any awards too, and Caroline's her friend. Psych, Mary has an award, and it's like social service or something. Okay, I guess she's a really socially, I don't know. And then Topher and Tom also won awards for like social services as well, which is fucking weird. Natalie won awards. Of course, Queenie did win awards. Linda, I think, no, Linda didn't win any awards, but she was there because she's a committee to Greenhouse, and we're just left over. All the people left in our class are leftovers. People who are not in any special group, committees, and people who are not going to win any awards, including Anne. And Anne sat beside me for some reason while watching the ceremony. We were at the balcony of the school hall, and we talked to each other. It wasn't like awkward or anything, so I guess that's a good thing. Yeah, and then after that, I finished up drawing my mouse diagram and left school. Yeah, and I couldn't have lunch at home because I want to spend more time with my classmates because they're cooler and they're more interesting, and I feel like my life has more of a purpose and more of a direction when I'm with my classmates, and that life is less pointless and meaningless when I'm with my classmates. So, I can't have lunch at home because there are people in my room and in the living room and in my brother's room fixing the air conditioner. So it's a new air conditioner and it stinks. Yeah. So yeah, I wanted to have lunch with Potato Gang. Turns out they are buying McDonald's takeaways and they're gonna eat that back at school. So I followed them to McDonald's and then didn't eat with them. But I didn't want to eat alone. So, and then I got a text from Cedric. Cedric said that he's at school with Max and Keith now. Max is studying at England, UK, and Keith is studying at Canada now. And they're back. So I was like, yes, fucking finally. You know, Keith didn't say anything to me before he left. So I wanted to see him and scare the shit out of him. I don't care. I don't care if I weird him out. I don't care if I look like a total insane person in front of him. I just want to scare the shit out of him. I don't care about my impression. I don't care about his impression of me. Like, I just want him to know that I'm fucking crazy. So, I walked all the way back to school to meet up with Cedric, Keith, and Max, and all I did was, hey. I said, hey, and Max said, hey, and Keith said, hey, which is like, okay. And we walked around school. We went to the second floor. Keith and Max wanted to go to our room to get the nostalgia, get a little bit of nostalgia. But, nah. Times are over. Now we are marching headfirst to the dystopia that is reality. Which is kind of depressing, but whatever. And turns out Natalie had already left. So I went out of school. I left Cedric, went out of school, and I asked, where is Natalie? Apparently Natalie is in this noodle restaurant, which is across the McDonald's. So I just went from the McDonald's. I just went from school to McDonald's, back to school, back to the same street. I'm a fucking genius. And I went to that noodle restaurant. Grant was there, Edward was there, and Jordana was there, and Topher was there. And it wasn't awkward because now I kind of forgive Topher, and I had noodles, and yeah. And they were nice. It wasn't like awkward. I didn't feel left out or anything. Grant did talk to me for a while. Natalie and Jordana talked as well. I don't know. There's something so fucking baffling about Natalie and Jordana acting so normally and having such easy, normal, humane conversations. Like, all Jordana asked about was our academic results, and we did talk. That's it. Like, Jordana wasn't like the, dark, edgy, like, masks kind of person anymore, and Natalie wasn't the I'm crazy kind of person anymore. it's just so shocking that everyone's so normal now. And then Russell and Anne later came in, and that's basically it. But before entering the noodle restaurant, I know this girl from 9th grade when we were the observers for the inter-house quiz competition. And she wanted to take a photo with me for some reason, even though we didn't know each other really well. And originally she wanted to take a photo with me at school, but I don't know where she is, and she doesn't know where I was. And then when I was walking towards the noodle restaurant, she was there out of nowhere. So I was like, hey. So we took a photo, and then at the far distance, Mary's boyfriend popped up. Isaiah popped up. And what? And it's a problem because he's a weird person. I don't trust him. He's Mary's boyfriend. I have assumed, and I have assumed correctly. And he must be some weird person. And Oliver says he's nice, which means he's even more less trustable. So if he thinks that I and this 9th grader girl is dating, it would be a big problem for my reputation. So I took off my school bag, I put it in front of me, and I just ran. I just darted off and ran right into the noodle restaurant, sat down, and pretend that I've been there for like the whole time. And then Isaiah also went to the same noodle restaurant, and it's like, what the fuck, man? You know, call me a paranoid son of a bitch. But I'm happy that I'm a really cautious person. Anyway, we had noodles, and then, you know, we didn't know where to go. I don't want to go home. I fucking hate home right now because I want to live life to the fullest. I'm tired of being in the comfort zone. I want to hurt myself so that I can live what is called life. But yeah, anyway, I didn't want to stay. So and Cedric told me that he's with Keith and Max and Jeffrey and the 5B gang in a mall in the district right beside of my home district. And I was like, do you want to go there? And Natalie was like, yeah, sure, whatever, let's go there. So I and Natalie took a bus to a mall to find Cedric and his friends. And Topher was on the bus as well. And it wasn't awkward at all, actually. We actually talked. It was actually pleasant. So Topher didn't hate me anymore. So that's a great ass thing. Like this war had been happening for like 8 months. This cold fucking war. And now we're okay with each other. But yeah, anyway, Topher didn't follow me and Natalie to visit Cedric in that mall. Me and Natalie, we walked up to Cedric, and Cedric was there, Keith was there, Max was there, Josh was there, or Jack, Gary was there, Jeffrey was there, this other guy was there, Antison was there, and like most of them, actually all of them, but that other guy, is my old classmates. It's my and Natalie's old classmates. And when me and Natalie arrived, you know, I already get this feeling like Natalie's like one of the most important person at school. And then there's me, this fucking loser who's not known for doing anything. And it's just me and Natalie standing side by side being friends for some reason. And Jeffrey turned. And you know Jeffrey? Jeffrey is basically this manipulative, you know, person, boy, like athletic, cool boy who thinks he's so cool and edgy and shit. And he told me to eat shit the last time we talked, and that was a couple years ago. Jeffrey turned around, he saw me and Natalie, and he said, this is Hong Kong. So I don't know if he's saying this because he saw us both and he's overwhelmed by the level of depth and edginess, so he doesn't know what to say, so he said this, or does he really not know what to say and he's just joking around? I don't know. But anyway, Jeffrey just up and leaves. Jeffrey just up and left. And Jeffrey actually did talk to Natalie, showed him something from his phone for some reason, but Jeffrey didn't say anything to me. Jeffrey didn't even make eye contact with me, which just fucking pisses me off. We were legit allies, like war allies before. And I, he wouldn't be in this position without me. But yet Jeffrey, like, I think he still hates me, which is just fucking immature, because it's been 2 years now. And last time he hated me, it's not because I did him wrong, it's because I'm ugly and I was kind of idiotic, according to him, according to his standards, which is just fucking stupid. I don't know. Keith and Max and everyone else didn't say much to me either. I feel left out. Natalie also feels left out, and Natalie's was like, man, this is awkward. This is not okay. And I was like, welcome to my world. This is basically me every fucking day. Gary actually did speak to me, and Gary did beat me up, but I'm actually happy that he put me in a headlock, and I wasn't like, I yield, I'm sorry. You're right. I didn't care. He put me in a headlock, and he keeps, twisting my arm, bending my back, whatever, and I laughed. I laughed out loud because I actually enjoy it. Not in a BDSM sense, that would be fucked up. That's Natalie's kind of thing, not my kind of thing. But I'm just happy that Gary acknowledges my existence. Because I'm in such a fucking low position that even when somebody slaps me in the fucking face, at least I would be happy because I am a tangible form of a bag of meat in front of that person. Meanwhile, Keith and Max, they didn't speak much to me. I guess Max was like, he did acknowledge my existence a little bit, but Keith, he's avoiding me. However, this morning, Keith and Natalie talked on the phone for like fucking 3 hours. Like I just wanna, and the boys went to watch a movie. They went to the movies, and so it's just me, Natalie, and Cedric, and we walked all the way to the McDonald's near my place, and then we just sat there for like 1.5 hours, and we just talked, and I kept on ranting about how there's no one at school that's interesting anymore, how life is just so pointless now, how everything is just a wasteland now. And Natalie kept on ranting about Pink and Leo because Natalie and Topher are actually in an argument with Leo and Pink because Natalie and Topher thinks that Leo is too biased over Pink and Pink is being too rude and bossy. However, Leo and Pink disagrees. And then there's this gangster person who drinks beer and smokes cigarettes, who yells at people on the phone, swears out loud while being super nice to strangers, which is a very gangster thing to do. And he had chains and stuff and tattoos and stuff. But yeah, and that guy said thank you to Natalie for a couple of times because for multiple times he left the seat and left his phone on the table, and he told Natalie to watch it for him. But yeah, that's basically it. Actually, yesterday at school, after the closing ceremony, at one point Mary went into the classroom. And I didn't expect her. I wanted to talk to Oliver because I was bored, so I was like, Oliver! Ah! Not in a cringy way, but like, usually I would just do that, shouting randomly. And then Mary just shows up behind me. Oh. And I didn't freak out. I didn't walk away, which is something that I would usually do. and I was at Oliver's seat, and Oliver was with me. And then, so that's me, that's Oliver, and this is Oliver's table, and then Mary's on the other side. And Mary, Mary borrowed Oliver's chemistry book, so Mary's gonna return it back. And Mary was like, I don't know. Like, I know Mary's personality isn't, like, that interesting now, anyway. But that smile, there's something about it. And it's not like I'm sexually attracted to her. I'm just, like that smile is like, it's, of course, any cute, hot, sexy girl could pull off a cute smile, a cute, sunny, bright smile. But Mary's smile, it's so innocent, so sweet, so comfortable. Yet there is a slight, just a slight dash of evilness and a sinister sensation suppressed within the smile. The way she looks, it's haunting. I'm not saying that she looks sexy. I mean, she's a little cute, a little hot maybe, but it's haunting and thought-provoking and analyzable. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. Okie dokie. So currently it's July 18th. Wow. July 18th, about to be 3 p.m. And I would like to talk more about July in school. I have talked about the closing ceremony of our school year. So I've talked about the closing ceremony that happened. And the closing ceremony isn't really for people who's studying in grade 11th grade or grade 11. For us, for Form 5 students, Year 5, Form 5, grade 11, junior, we have to study for one more week. So that's why we went back to school on July 15th. So, the entire school is dead. There were no one but teachers and Form 5 students. And, it was, pretty normal day. Nothing important really happened. I have 4 biology assignments, and one assignment isn't like one piece of paper. It's like 9 pieces of papers with multiple choice questions and long questions, and I have 4 biology assignments, and I'm supposed to hand in on July 15th. And on that day, I can only hand in 2 out of the 4 assignments. And another thing is that Natalie and Keith had been talking for hours, according to Natalie, for some reason. And Natalie told me a secret. Now, this is where things get kinda interesting. So I'm not supposed to tell you this because you are the public, you are everybody, and I'm not supposed to tell everybody this. But Natalie told me a secret, and of course you don't know who she really is, but you know, I have told you this story pretty much exactly the same, with pseudonyms replacing real names. So if I have told you this, it doesn't matter, because it's still you still get the full picture of the story here. If you are related to this issue, which is rare, then I shouldn't be really telling you this, but because I am using pseudonyms, it would be less of a problem. Yeah. That's why I was a bit hesitant when I started making these kinds of videos 2 years ago. So, how am I gonna say this? So, Natalie, she and Topher had been, I wouldn't say dating, but they are in a relationship for some time now, and everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. And their relationship isn't really like a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. It's kind of like half boyfriend-girlfriend relationship, half master and servant relationship, where Natalie plays the master and Topher plays the servant. And I fucking hated Topher. I've been waiting for a long time to punch him and fight him, even though I know I will lose. So I hate him. And finally, something happened. Natalie has had enough of Topher, and she told me that she met someone, and that someone is interested in her. And that someone is an asshole, and he is someone that I used to know. And I can tell who it is immediately. Immediately. Like, Natalie never told me who he really is up until, like, Tuesday. But I could already immediately guess who it is. And if you haven't guessed it, then, well, you're not that smart of a person. But if you are a person with common sense who had just listened to me talking very carefully, you'll realize that, you know, the person that Natalie is seeing right now is actually... And because of this, there has been a stir in the classrooms in the 5th floor, on the 5th floor where Form 5 inhabits. And first person who came up to me is Tyrus. I've hated Tyrus for a while too. Not as much as I hated Topher, but I and Tyrus has a, you know, not so friendly relationship as well. But we don't really go up to each other and fight each other. It's more like he tells me to fuck off. I make memes of him, and he tells me to stop the memes, so I won. And then now, actually on Monday, Tyrus comes up to me and asking me, who's that other man? Who's that other boy? And he asked if I could give him a hint. I said no. Okay, that actually happened on Tuesday. Yeah, and then, you know, when Tyrus was asking me, Idris was behind him because Idris has a crush on Natalie as well, which is just crazy. Why does everybody think Natalie is so hot and cute? I think maybe it's because of her charming personality. That is the edginess and the gothiness. But anyway, the second person who came up to me and asked me, it's Queenie. It's Queenie. If you don't know, Tyrus claims to have crippling depression, and he's a really meme culture person. He's like Elon Musk, and he has like deep philosophical views of the world, and he's an intellectual. And then we have Queenie, who's known for being violent, crazy, and who likes Japanese manga art. And I don't know why I'm saying all this to you. Like, it's irrelevant. Queenie came up to me and asked me who it is. I refused to answer. And on other news, very, very, very sad news, in my opinion. Linda didn't make it. She didn't make it. The exams, she failed the exams overall, and she had to stay behind and re-study in Form 5, which is very, very detrimental, I believe, to her friends especially. And, you know, I haven't really properly spoken to Linda for like 3 years now, but, yeah, I just wish her good luck and that she would make it on the next time. Also, something that's really surprising me is that Jordana, who usually just doesn't care about anything, she said she wanted to talk to Linda again. She said she wanted to help her out with chemistry, which is super duper fantastic because I wanted to talk to Linda as well. Tomorrow is the last day in school, and I have 5 people. I have 5 person that I want to talk to: Tyrus, Jeffrey, Mary, Bernice, and Linda. B, B, C, D, E. So I really want to talk to Linda because she had played an important role in my life as well. She had messed me up, broke me up really badly, but she had also done some really amazing things to me that I will never forget. So, yeah, she's someone to remember. I hope that we could like take a photo together tomorrow. I guess that, I don't know, man. It's gonna be, I have no idea. Like, I don't know how tomorrow is gonna play out, but if tomorrow plays out accordingly to my expectations, to my anticipations, it's gonna be one of the best days of my life, period. And I'm not kidding. I'm too ambitious. And ambitions equals to disappointments. So yeah, maybe tomorrow is going to be just as disappointing as the last day in Form 4 last year. Anyway, let's move on to July 16th. Jordana had matured. Of course, she's grown way past the dark, hateful, cold-blooded, evil, manipulative her. And I feel like she's also matured from being just very bitchy and materialistic and prideful and egotistic. I think she is a rather better person now. So I made this Instagram story and she commented, which isn't like a really like crazy thing. It would have been crazy if this shit happened in grade 7, but it's not a crazy thing or anything, but I still appreciate her for being like more normal now. And also, yeah, I'm the first person that Natalie told about who she's seeing. And oh my gosh, I just had a moment of enlightenment. And oh my gosh, I actually had this moment of enlightenment a couple days ago after Natalie confirmed that the person is the person that I thought of, had in mind. And I realized that all the crazy things happened in Form 1 and 2, aka in grades 7 and 8, is because his plan didn't go well. His plan didn't go as planned because of people that he didn't consider about, including me and Mary. And together, me and Mary, we fucked his plan up so bad that all these crazy, insane incidents happened. And I just want to go up to him and weird the shit out of him. And yeah, but a couple days ago I had this super superstitious sense of hope that history will repeat itself again. We will finally collapse back into the age of insanity and insanity, and it's my time to shine. I know nothing comes out of my mouth right now makes sense, but if you study in the same school as I do, if you study in the same class as I do, then you'll realize that everything I say, it makes sense, and it's fucking crazy. Okay, let's move on to July 17th. Not much had happened on that day as well. Tyrus and Queenie came up to me and asked me. It actually happened on Wednesday. I was wrong. It's not on Monday, not on Tuesday. It's Wednesday. And yeah, after school, I actually had lunch with Nick. And there's an additional class for Maths Module 2. I don't study in Maths Module 2. I don't study that class. I didn't take that class. But I still went back to school anyways, and I kept talking to Grant and Natalie, and I realized that Grant is actually a really friendly person, who's not mean, not at all, and I feel confident, which is rare. Confidence is rare for me, and I feel confident now and yesterday. And come on, man, you can do it. And also, Topher found out about Natalie seeing another person. So Topher was heartbroken and he was crying in class. And yeah, that's basically it. July 18th, today. So a lot of things happened today. In the morning, I talked to a lot of people in the morning. Selena came up to me, which usually is rare because usually I'm this odd one out in the class, odd two out. I'm one of the odds two out in the class, and usually I'm just not that popular, like this obscure person. But now people talk to me, like even popular people. They talk to me. Popular people in my class, like the girl Selena. I was doing a biology assignment and she came over here suddenly and says, "Fuck you," and she just darts off. And you know, it's great. It's great. I'm happy about it. And I'm also talking to Grant and Oliver and Russel a lot. I'm also talking to Kingsley a lot, Ernest a lot, people a lot. I'm talking to Leo, talking to Pink, talking to Tom. Yes. And talking to Marty. I'm talking to AJ sometimes. Topher doesn't hate me now, but I talk to Natalie a lot as well. Also, Topher thinks that the person Natalie is dating is Grant. So Topher told Jordana and Anne that Natalie is seeing Grant. And that's wrong. That's untrue. So Natalie told Jordana and Anne who it really was, who it really is. And then Topher later on found out as well. And now 4 people knows it outside of Natalie herself. And that guy as well. And yeah, and Natalie and Anne and Jordana were like really serious today, talking about, you know, that guy and, you know, like relationship stuffs, except this relationship isn't just any relationship. That guy is known for being kind of evil, kind of dark, kind of manipulative. And Natalie is known for being really dark and edgy and sometimes insane and maniacal. And Jordana, she's used to be very cold-blooded and evil and very calculated, snaky person as well. And so, you know, Natalie, Anne, and Jordana are having this, you know, like this very serious conversation. And I just hopped into the conversation. I just swooped by and I joined I just joined the conversation. And Jordana was like, does he know? And Natalie's like, yeah, he's the first person to know. Yeah, take this, Jordana. Take this. and the wonderful thing is, Queenie doesn't even know, Tyrus doesn't even know, and I went to 5B, and Tyrus and Idris were like, who is it, man? Who is it, man? Tyrus was like, please give me some clues and tell me who this person is, and I was like, and Natalie was giving like clues and stuff. So I wanted to give a clue, and I said that this other guy, his energy level is lower than normal people, which is abstract, but that's the point. Yeah, what else happened today? It's Anne's birthday, and I just went up to Anne and told her happy birthday because I'm so tired of hiding behind this invisible brick wall and hiding behind the fear of being social. So you know what? I'm just gonna go out and talk to people, and it's Anne's birthday. I'm gonna tell her happy birthday. So I told her happy birthday, and she's like shocked because I'm talking. But yeah, I told her I'm a nice person, I'm a nice dude, so happy birthday. Yeah, at the end, didn't eat lunch with the boys, didn't eat lunch with Potato Gang, but I did talk to them quite a lot, so there's that. Also, I talked to Jordana about talking to Linda. So yeah, tomorrow is the last day, so hopefully I will be able to talk to Linda. Maybe take a photo or two. Tell her thank you for everything you've done and for all the memories we had together. And same goes for Mary. I will tell her that I still write diary, and I think she would be surprised. I think Mary would be like, "What? It's been like 4 years, and you're still writing diary? Not 4 years, 5 years. You've been writing diary for 5 years now? That's like crazy." And that's a terrible impersonation. I'm gonna tell her that. I'm gonna speak to Tyrus. You know what? You told me to fuck off, but whatever. Let's take a photo together, and we'll put this in the past. I will talk to Bernice as well. Thank you for making me the person that I am right now. I will tell her that. And for Jeffrey, I will tell him to eat shit, and we'll take a photo together as well, hopefully. So yeah, tomorrow is the last day, and I am not happy. No, not at all. But I will try my extreme best to talk to these people, and hopefully I will reconcile with all the people I used to know, and finally, after 5 years, put my heart at rest. Thank you.